We have breaking news of police pursuit in Orange County.
And Stu Mundell is over it in Sky 2. Stu?
Pat and Paul, we're watching this pursuit. We confirm that this is a stolen vehicle. Not a very fast pursuit, but definitely very reckless. You see this guy driving on the wrong side of the road out here. Now, we understand Santa Ana PD is in pursuit of this vehicle right now, and it was started in the Orange area a little bit earlier this afternoon. We worked our way down here, and we picked it up. We've been northbound now on a street named Rate out here in the city of Santa Ana. You can see that vehicle still failing to yield, doing some maneuvers out here, but not incredibly high speeds. Saw some sparks right there. Even the officer's vehicle bottomed out on that one. Now, we do know, because of what we've seen of this, oh, look at this, could go, look at that, just squeezing right by there, coming up on a busy street there. That's First Street out here. You can see him working his way into the traffic out there. Again, we saw earlier on, right before we came live, we were trying to look inside that vehicle best we can. It appears that there are two people in the front of that vehicle. It appears to be a male and a female, male driving, female passenger. Now he's starting to pick up a little bit more speed here as we're working our way northbound on First Street. Again, though, this is Santa Ana in pursuit right now. Orange PD had this for a little bit earlier on. Luckily, he caught a green light right there. Now this is starting to get a little bit more reckless. Earlier on, his speeds were about 35, 40 miles an hour, driving almost normal, but right now really starting to pick up these speeds out here, coming up to another major intersection, pushing his way right through there. Again, though, this is Bristol, working our way northbound out here. This vehicle starting to act up a little bit. Again, the want for this, the reason why the officers originally wanted to pull this guy over was because it was a stolen vehicle, or it came back as a stolen vehicle. Right now, though, this vehicle failing to yield, driving a little bit more reckless. You see those vehicles right there, those officers running back to their car. They might have put out some spike strips. And one of the reasons why we say that is because of their positioning and the fact that the officer behind him basically locked it up. Look at this, really getting reckless right now. And we're hearing that did hit a spike strip. Look at this, squeezing, driving down the sidewalks, really trying to get away, damaging the vehicle. Let's see if that officer's vehicle can make it through there. Can't make it through there. You got the other officers going up against opposing traffic. We understand he has at least one flat tire now. We're going to try to maneuver around to confirm that visually, but really starting to get reckless there. That was a crazy move right there. Again, he's picking up speeds, possibly with a flat tire right now, using the center island as his getaway point. That one officer right behind him. Again, this seems to be a very residential neighborhood and full of cars this afternoon, driving extremely fast, and again, possibly right now without at least one of his tires. You can see one of those officers right there behind him. The indications on the roof say that it is a canine vehicle. Again, now we can take a better look at that car. Maybe he did not get that spike strip, as it seems like those tires do seem to be solid, but this guy really starting to act up out here, trying to make some crazy maneuvers, trying to get away from officers this afternoon. Again, those pursuit continues in the Santa Ana area.
Well, you know, for a moment there, it looked as if that spike strip was deployed simply to the car start going up and down, Stu, as if it had hit something or run over something. We saw it moving erratically.
It did definitely appear like that was what was going on there. Possibly they did deploy those spike strips. Maybe they got one of the tires. Right now, I would say they didn't. You can see this person does seem to know this area as he's getting up to those dips out there and basically slowing down, trying to avoid any kind of damage or getting that car airborne. Right now, very residential neighborhood. I'm not sure if we're still in the city of Santa Ana. You can see other officers out there blocking traffic as they know this pursuit is coming towards them. Other officers in other directions. Again, you can see the streets out here this afternoon. It is a Friday afternoon. There is a lot of traffic. This vehicle is moving at a reasonably high rate of speed out here. And again, we're using the opposite lanes when needed. Right now, it's just kind of keeping their own. Look at that, look at that, look at that. Locking them up a little bit, getting a little squirrely, trying to figure out what they were going to do there as they were trying to get around that bus. Again, look at this. All this traffic, all these vehicles have no idea this is coming up behind them. Again, he's pushing his way into traffic, making that turn right now. We're getting onto another major street. I can get you a name possibly here in a second. But again, really starting to move out, and this vehicle starting to just keeping officers at bay. But it is getting very reckless out here, putting a lot of the civilian lives in danger as these streets are very crowded this afternoon.
You know, when that vehicle does sort of wobble like that, that's when you tend to think that there might be a flat tire on that car or a tire going bad, Stu.
It definitely, that could be an indication, possibly just an untrained driver, meaning somebody who is not trained for high speeds like officers are. And you know, you're coming up, you're making a decision, you're hitting those brakes, you're kind of, you know, I don't know, am I going right, am I going left? Could have created that problem as well. Right now, though, the traffic seems a little bit lighter, but every time we come up to these intersections, you see all those brake lights, you see these people out there working their way still. We seem to be working our way northbound out here, again, in the Orange County area. And again, this guy, person, we're not even sure if it's a male driver, this person keeping officers at bay this afternoon as this pursuit continues. A stolen vehicle is what this, why this started. Look at this, going against traffic out here with an island. Again, you're getting a little bit wider. I just want to see what's coming up ahead of them. It seems to be a solid lot of traffic up there, but it does seem like this person lucking out again with no oncoming traffic, trying to join the traffic again, pushing that other vehicle out of the way. Officers still in pursuit, at least 2 K9 units right behind him, just in case this person does get out and run. Those dogs are trained to follow and find these people if they do run. Again, though, working our way northbound as we're out here in the Orange County area on surface streets. Yes. Whoa, 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 whoa. You know, well, you know, the reason why I said it seemed to know the area was slowing down for those dips in the road out there. Usually if people know those big dips, and when they come up to those big dips, as far as freeways go, we are in the heart of freeways out here in Orange County. We're at the 55, the 5, we got the 22 just north of us up there. There are plenty of freeways, and always seems to be very close to a freeway, not getting on any of the freeways. What we've been seeing out here, again, those were crazy maneuvers out there. Just think about that. If you put yourself in that position, you're driving along and you got this car coming head on at you at high speed. Oh, look at that. That person has good reflexes. You know, blocking them up right there, almost just cut that person right off. And again, this is what I'm saying. The civilians out here on the road this afternoon, very dangerous situation for them. Again, this person putting a lot of people's health at risk out here this afternoon as this pursuit continues. I can tell you there's a line of officers behind them right now, and again, this pursuit continues. It seems like now we're working our way southbound on a major road in the Orange County area. Again, though, the Orange PD, the City of Orange Police Department, was in pursuit of this vehicle as we understand it right now. Look at this, trying to change in his mind, making a crazy turn right there. Looks like we're going into some sort of building, McDonald's. We're going through a McDonald's here. Again, just making these wild turns, making these crazy decisions. And again, these are sidewalks. Every time this person does something like that, you've got pedestrians you have to deal with. You know, you're driving by the McDonald's, there might have been children in that area. Very dangerous situation indeed. Again, though, original want was a stolen vehicle, and right now you can see the officers from Santa Ana out here trying to bring this thing to its end as quickly as possible. Got a little air there, some sparks, locking up the brakes again, turning down another small road. It looks like this may even be a shopping mall type of situation, an apartment building, excuse me. And again, look at these narrow roads, high speeds, very dangerous situation. Officers in pursuit, they can't let this person go. You know, luck is one of those words. You know, somebody said to me one time, it's not this guy that's being lucky, it's all the people around him that are being lucky. And again, you have to think about, you know, this person is putting a lot of people's health in danger. A lot of people could be injured if this goes south very quickly, which it easily could. Again, right now, working our way back out onto a smaller major road. Again, somebody out there on the streets waving at the person, and the car does seem to be getting a little squirrely again, but we've seen this earlier on, so again, I'm not going to speculate on if a tire is flat at this point, but the officers looks like just pulling into a driveway right now. Again, an alleyway. Again, these type of maneuvers make you kind of wonder if this person knows where they're going, but again, looks like it appears to be 2 females in the vehicle, one stopping. The driver is running there, going around the corner. Apparently there's a dog involved as well. You got some kids on the other side. We're going to maneuver the helicopter around, see if we can get a better shot, but it does seem like that driver now in custody as well. Wow. Actually, that wall is a building. It seems to be an apartment building, but yes, definitely this person just going into custody right now as we speak. Then, no, that is the driver right there, and you see that canine we talked about earlier right there being held by the officers was tracking that person. That is the female driver from the vehicle, is going into custody. The passenger basically got out, put her hands up almost immediately. We're watching this person being taken into custody right now. Officers are helping her up and going to bring her back over to the car. Hopefully we can get a cleaner shot here in just a moment or two. There. Officer and the suspect. Yep. Officer and the suspect going into custody. Also, just so you know that we're actually we are up very high because the officers asked us to get up a little bit higher. The officers in the helicopter, so we're a little higher than we usually are. But again, right there, you see that suspect limping along there in custody, believed to be a female, and then the passenger. They took that person into custody very, very quickly, ending out here in what appears to be an apartment complex. I can't stand it when we're in Orange County. I don't know any of the streets. I can't hear the PD. Hey, assignment desk. You know, that one was all in the blind. You gotta put it on a curve, man. It was all in the blind. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead. Are they not hearing us? Mark, go ahead, sir. Do you copy Freak One? Yeah. Why are we up so high? I'm just curious. I'm just asking you. Standard. Why are we up so high? Yeah, I thought so. I said it on the air too, because at first I thought we were in the TFR, but we're not high enough for the TFR. Chestnut and Standard. I know. The majors are nearby are Chestnut and Standard. It is off of Standard. I'm going to probably use the map. There's no way we're going to be able to read this. Chestnut and Standard are the majors. Give me 1 second.